Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Monday, the 1st of June, comes to you from London. And we've had a long weekend here in the UK and in the US, so markets starting the week on a Tuesday. And we're seeing here the dollar index just heading a little bit lower again, back into short-term bearish territory. Just waiting for this bigger downside target to be activated. Remembering this is my weekly, my daily, and my 60-minute chart, long-term, medium-term, and short-term view of the market. If we look at the dollar, the key thing here is, can we hold this low that we saw in January? And that's really what we're keeping an eye out for. That means the euro is sitting higher at 122, bullish on all three timeframes against the dollar. Upside targets as high as 130 on the short-term chart, and some very big upside targets on the longer-term chart. Again, waiting for activation there. Sterling sitting at 142.09, so just now starting to test that resistance that we saw in February, that level. Looking strong though on all three time frames with good upside targets. 146 is the target that we're really looking to as most likely for sterling. And looking against the euro, we're sitting at 116.20, again bullish on all three time frames. Sterling having the upper hand at the moment. Looking at Bitcoin, we're sitting at $36,000. Just can't get out of the 30s at the moment. Bearish on the short-term chart, bearish on the medium term. On the long-term chart, of course, holding the bullish. We deactivate this big upside target to $107,000 below 30,000. That's what we need to keep an eye on. US stock markets looking strong still. We're bullish above the cloud on all three time frames on the S&P. The same on the Nasdaq. We have got upside targets. People are fearful about the market, but the fact is the charts still look bullish. And we've got the S&P 500 index future up 0.4% today, and the Nasdaq E-mini future up 0.2%, suggests the market will open higher. The VIX volatility sitting steady at 17. Anything below 20 is a low factor for the fear index. The FTSE future in the UK is up 0.8%, and the DAX in Germany is up over 1%. CAC Current up 0.6%. So we're seeing European markets pushing higher. Japan was little changed. The Hang Seng was up actually at 1%. And even India, which has obviously had concerns with the virus, is pushing for new highs. So that's still bullish on all three time frames. The Aussie market was down slightly, but still not managing to break the previous high last year, but holding that $7,000 level, 7,000 point level quite convincingly. We'll take a look at the energy mix in a minute. First of all, just looking at soft commodities, we've got wheat up 2%. Lots of upside targets there, and corn also up 1%, so really recovering after big sell-offs a couple of weeks ago. Gold back above the 1900 level, looking bullish on all three time frames, so that's looking strong. And silver 28.25 looking strong as well, getting ready for that breakout above $30. Looking at the bond market, we're sitting at 1.62% on the 10-year yield. That's back into short-term bullish territory. Of course, these longer-term targets are what we're worried about, so that's one thing we have to keep an eye out for. The German Bund still sitting below the 170 level. That's the worrying level for the moment, and that's what we need to keep an eye on. Taking a look at the energy mix now, Brent crude breaking $70, looking good upside targets here now, and we do have quite a lot of upside targets on the 1 minute chart. So we've called oil higher in our energy report out to clients this morning. WTI, we've got even bigger targets there to the upside, so there's good 4 or 5% to play for. US nat gas above the $3 mark, so we're looking bullish here as well. We've got upside targets, not so clear on the 1 minute chart, but 319 is the target we're watching. Taking a look at coal, hitting at holding that $80 mark, so looking strong there. 84, 85 targets in place. 84 looking very likely now with multiple targets to there. Emissions, we're just waiting for the break really, so it's likely to be to the upside, but we've said in our report out to clients this morning we have to be neutral until we see the break. The 1 minute targets will give us the clue, but they're not giving us a clue yet. But for the moment, we're neutral, but look for the break to the upside. NBP, gas markets similarly range bound. We're given the ranges in our energy report this morning. The same for TTF. German power, similar to emissions, just waiting for that break to the upside. So again, just keep an eye on that. The 1 minute targets will keep giving you a clue, and watch these shorter term 1 minute charts, especially on your OTC prices. The one power market we're pretty confident on this week is Nordic Power. The cow we were confident on last week. That was the market that did best on the quarterly contract, and the cow now breaking as well, so that's looking pretty bullish, and the quarterly contract has got multiple upside targets, so looking good there as well. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.